This is the demo of the IoT project which I have created on AWS IoT platform, and in this I am going to send data from this push button, and we are going to receive data from, basically we are sending data from this MQTT client right here of AWS and receiving data via this built-in LED as well as this light which is connected to the relay module. So first we are subscribed to this topic here, AWS Things NodeMCU Shadow, you can see here, and we are sending data to this topic. To this topic we are publishing data. Basically we are using MQTT as a communication protocol, and here is the payload which is in JSON format, and the LED we are going to send LED of 1 which will turn this light on, and the light which is built in with NodeMCU. Fine. So we are going to publish this message, and you can see in the demo that the built-in LED is turned on, and this light bulb which is connected to the same pin of pin D0 basically is connected to the relay module, so that this will also turn on. Fine. Now let me send this data from this push button, and we will receive it on this MQTT client. Here is the received message right now, LED 1. Now as I click this first time, we receive button value as 1. Fine. You can also see here in this serial monitor of Arduino IDE. So the data received is 1 here, and I have also set the notification system. I am also using this simple notification service, AWS SNS, basically, so that if the button is turned on and basically the value of button is 1 and the bulb is also turned on, then an email will be sent to the registered email ID, and we are going to see that. So we can see here that the current state is the button is 0 right now. Basically this button is sending data between 0 and 1. First click is 1, then 0, and now as we send 1 with this LED turned on, we are going to get an email message on this email ID. Fine. So as I click this email, is this push button right now, email will be received here. Yeah, as you can see here that notification is come from AWS notifications, that adjacent data which is basically reported LED 1 and button 1. Fine. So now I am using here AWS Things Shadows, which means that I am also going to control all these things from RESTful API HTTP service, and I am using a GUI tool which is a well-known tool, Postman. Fine. So first I am going to turn off this light from this RESTful API service, and by sending this JSON data with LED 0. As I publish here this post message on this URL, the light turned off. Fine. So, and this is the return data which is come from this post API. Fine. And we can also get all the thing state, which is basically the thing here is NodeMCU, and we are going to get the state each and every data. Basically we will understand it more clearly when I will discuss Things Shadows in the IoT session. So first make a GET request to this API right here, and we can see here that LED is 0 and button is 1 with a timestamp. The timestamp is basically the time where the data come to these MQTT broker of AWS. Fine. So this is the project, and we are going to understand everything from scratch. So let's get started. So welcome guys. Now I am discuss from beginning that how we are going to communicate with AWS IoT Core and how I'm going to send data and everything. So the objective of this session is use MQTT and RESTful API of AWS IoT Core to send and receive data, setting up our AWS IoT thing, write an Arduino sketch to send and receive data from NodeMCU to AWS Cloud, write an Python sketch using PAHO MQTT library to communicate with the same. The AWS IoT. And we are also writing a JWS script so that we can get data and receive data and send data to the cloud. Integrate AWS SNS. This is the simple notification service which I have seen in the demo, that our email will be sent when a value of 1, that is this light, and the button is with value 1 is pressed, the email is generated. This is the thing we will achieve using the service of AWS. Fine. So the requirement of this project is NodeMCU or ESP32, basically a board, a Wi-Fi enabled board, and free AWS account. So I'm going to configure and set up the account. So a push button is not necessary, but if it is with you, you can easily send data with your device, with your NodeMCU. Basic understanding of MQTT is a plus, but I will basically give you basic understanding of MQTT from my end, that you can easily understand the basics, and you can apply the thing in various other MQTT brokers as well, because we will also see other brokers, like we haven't seen Adafruit.io and other brokers like UBDots. They are also good platforms where you can send data and receive data from another clients like Android application, web application, or other devices. Fine. So the circuit diagram is quite simple. So you can see here that to send data to AWS we are using this push button. Fine. And to receive data we are using this built-in LED. But I have the built-in LED is this built-in LED which you can see, this yellow built-in LED is basically the LED which is connected to pin number D0. Fine. And we are connected the relay module to pin 0. Fine. So I will share the circuit diagram with this relay module, and you can see it without the relay module as well. So it's not necessary to have a relay module and this whole lighting setup, but you can do that and provide and create a new home automation project using AWS IoT Core. Fine. So this is the architecture, and let me if you can't see it, let me turn off this. Okay, so you can see here that the AWS IoT MQTT broker, this is the broker of AWS IoT Core, and we are sending data from this MQTT client, NodeMCU, that is. Fine. So we are basically publishing data. Okay, so this NodeMCU is basically publisher as well as subscriber. It also subscribe to this topic. We are basically sending data and receiving data to MQTT broker via topics. This is the concept, that we need to publish data on topic, and this broker will send data to another clients. It pushes data. Okay, so it pushes data to another clients, and this is the benefit of using MQTT, that the another clients don't need to refresh for data, but they don't need to so we can see here that what I am explaining you, that in AWS, in any MQTT broker service, the broker are basically the one which is the server. It is basically you can understand it as a server. Okay, so and we have clients, we have various clients, and what is the purpose of this architecture? We are going to send data from one client to another client. The another client is the AWS test. Basically AWS test is a client which is running on AWS, and as we have already seen in the demo, that let me give you the thing that what I am talking about. Okay, so if you can see here, AWS IoT, this is test, and this is the MQTT client which is present in AWS as well. Okay, so we are receiving data right here, receiving data in the JSON format right here. Okay, so this is the thing, this is how it works, that this is the another client which I am talking about, and this client also publishes and subscribes data, subscribes the topic, and the same thing, and after that, as the push button is clicked as it presses the in first press we are going to send 0, and in the second press we are going to send 1, and another third press 0, another time 1, and we are switching between 0 and 1 basically. So the topic here is thing name slash button. So so this is quite simple. This topic is right here is quite simple, but if you can see here, the topic in this client is not that simple. It's $AWS /things /node MCU shadow update. So what is this topic, and why I'm subscribing and publishing data to these types of topics? Okay, so the reason is quite simple. Let me first open this architecture, and yeah, so the reason is quite simple, that why I'm subscribing to those type of topics, not simple topics like button or LED. I can send data like push button value 0 or 1 to this button, and the same will be previously subscribed by this test topic, and as we send the data, it will be received by this client. Fine. So this is how it works, but we need HTTP service. Basically we need to get data and resend data from the RESTful API. Okay, so what is RESTful API? RESTful API is simple thing. It's basically uses HTTP, and we are basically sending and receiving data in JSON format via HTTP or HTTPS. Here in this case we are using the HTTPS of AWS with certificates. We are also understand this thing like we can't publish or subscribe these type of topic. First we need to connect to this broker. After that we are going to do this thing. So so for making connection to these type of brokers, they are very secure, and for making connection you need to have the certificates provided by this broker. So we will see that how we create certificate in AWS IoT Core. So we can see, now understand this another thing, this box. We have understand this AWS test, that for this test client we are sending and receiving data, and we can also use another clients like MQTT box is a very famous client. It's another client like if you can see here, Node MCU is also a client. Okay, so broker, we can send data, and this data can be received by any client, as the condition is only that it should be connected with this broker, and it should know the topic which you are sending data to. So if we know this topic, and if we manage to connect with this AWS IoT broker, which is quite complicated to connect, because we need certificates, we need private keys, and all the necessary things to be done so that we can connect. And for public brokers, like we have public brokers like Mosquitto is a public broker, HiveMQ is a public broker, Eclipse.org is a public broker. These three are the public broker, and if you are sending data to these type of brokers, they are very not secure, they are insecure services. And in AWS IoT MQTT broker, the service is very secure. You are getting the URL, basically you are getting the broker of your own. Basically you will understand when I will create these topics, and when I will start the demonstration of this AWS IoT. So the steps to configure the AWS thing, so there are 5 steps. The first, we need to create a thing. Second step, create a certificate. Third, create a policy, attach the thing to the certificate, and attach the policy to the certificate. These 5 steps are very mandatory to configure a thing, so that we can use it and we can send data and receive data. And if you want to know, okay, so if you want to know that how am I sending data from this MQTT client of Node MCU, we are using Arduino Sketch, and the library, a well famous library is used. So first I will first I will start with these things. First I will create a thing, and certificates and policy and everything, set up these things and explain every step in brief. And after that I will set up these things with Arduino, so that we can send data securely. and after that we will also subscribe via this MQTT box so that we can receive every data on every topics, basically button data as well LED data from this topic. And we are also going to send and receive data from the Postman service using RESTful API of IoT, AWS IoT Core. And we are also setting the SQL part, the IoT SQL part of AWS, which is very powerful one. You can see that in the second part of this video. Or so first let me start with monitor part. So this is the first dashboard which you are going to see when you create an account in this AWS Amazon service. You are going to sign up and you are going to see this type of dashboard in monitor. So first come to this manage part. Fine. So we have things. I have already two things right here, but you need to create a new thing. Click on this create button, and here we can see let me check the session. Okay, so you can see here that register is single AWS IoT thing, and the second one is bulk register many IoT things. So we are creating a single thing, so create on single thing. Fine. So the first step, the name a thing. So we will name it test thing, and the thing type, apply a type to this thing. You can give a type, but it's not mandatory. Set searchable thing attributes. So this one is also not mandatory at all. So the group, you can basically you can put this thing in a group so that you can manage it more precisely from a group purpose. And click on next, and now we are going to add a certificate for your thing. So one click certificate creation recommended. Create with CSR, use my certificate, skip certificate, and create thing. So you need to create a certificate. Fine. So the certificate will be created so that for a secure connection, basically the certificates are the one if you are using HTTPS, we are using HTTPS in S. It is basically the secured layer, the SSL, secured socket layer, and it uses TLS. The protocol is TLS, and we are going to use a public key, private key, and a certificate. So first we need to have let's create it, and I will going to explain everything. First create it. So we have successfully generated certificates, and now you need to download it. Download the root CA certificate. This is very important certificate which is provided by AWS. So this is the root certificate. So first you need to download the certificate for this thing and private key, these two things. Public key is not necessary to download. Click on this one. So this is downloaded. Click on keep and click this private key is downloaded now, and click on this download button right here. And we are now redirected to server authentication page, CA certificate for server authentication. So you need to download this RSA 2048 bit key. Click on this one, and Amazon root ca1.pem. Click on Control S, and you can put it anywhere. .txt file. This is basically the txt file, but click on save button, and we have these three things right here. Close it and close this one too, and now click on this activate button. This is very important step. So you can't get these things and next time, basically you can't come to this page and download the certificate next time or another time. So this is the page you need to activate it, and now the certificates are created for that thing. And now we can attach policy from here, but it's not mandatory that we attach policy from here. we can attach policy from starting as well. Basically we can attach policy from the root window, but if you are click on attach policy and node MCU policy. Okay, so I have already a policy right here, so I can attach this policy, but you don't have anything and you can't attach the policy from here, so I will give you explanation from the starting that how you can attach policy. So I will, the certificate is already created. Let me start from the beginning. So yeah, so test thing is created here, and the second step is to create a certificate. We are created certificate with the thing, so we don't need to. But if you unable to, in the starting I have seen that the certificate option is not available there, so move to this secure one, and we have certificate F28. This one is the certificate which I have created right here, and now we need to attach policy to the certificate. So before attaching policy we need to create policy. Fine, so move click on this policies button. Okay, node MCU policy, this is the policy already created, but you need to create one. Click on this create button. Okay, so create a policy to define a set of authorized action. Okay, so basically with the use of policy you can restrict the user to access the resource of AWS. Okay, so you can your user, or we are the user here, so we can access what type of resource, what are the thing we need to access, which can be, it can be restricted by this policy. It's basically a restriction. Okay, so let me name it test policy. Let me check the session. Okay, so add statement, advanced mode. Okay, so we need to add a statement. Okay, so let me add the statement to this policy right here. Okay, so I have moved to this GitHub repository. Basically this repository is the one which I'm using in this IoT session. So I will share this one with you. So generate a policy first. So I have created generated a policy. So this is the field you need to set: name, add statement. In statement you are going to get like this, and effect, allow, and click on create. This is the each and every step is explained right in this one as well. So attach a policy right here. So in statement we need to click on IoT.star. Fine, so these are the actions we can configure right here. We can configure like IoT publish, so that a user can only publish using this thing. So this is the restriction we can achieve using this policy. Fine, so we need to publish, subscribe, we need to publish, subscribe, and do each sort of thing on this thing. So I need to click on IoT and it's :star. Okay, so resource ARN is basically replaced with a topic. Okay, so this is the resource ARN. So let me check the resource ARN of this one. This is okay, so it's a star, basically everything. Star means each sort of resource. Okay, click on allow, and we need to add this statement. So okay, so no need to add, click on this one, it's already added when we click on create one. So click this one, create, and the test policy is created now, and now we need to add this policy to the certificate. So this is the certificate. Our certificate is F28EF. Click on this and click on attach policy. Click on attach policy here, and test policy is right here. Click on it and attach. So this is attached, and we need to also attach the thing to the certificate. So everything is attached to the certificate. So click on this one, there's three dots, and click on this one, attach thing. Okay, so ESP8266 node MCU are the previous thing, our new thing is test thing. Click on it and attach. So it's also attached. And now how do we see what is attached in this certificate? So click on it, simple. And here we can see policies, certificate ARN. Okay, so we have the certificates ready, and we have the policies. Click on this policy, test policy is attached, and we can see test policy is also appeared on this dashboard. And the things, we have test thing, fine. So in this certificate F28EF, this whole certificate, we have the policy attached, the test policy, thing attached, test thing, everything is working, everything is up to dated right here. And we are move to the next step from this. And now we need to set up things, these certificates. So first you need to click on the downloads where your certificates are downloaded. Search first these three certificates. So the two certificates are here, this is the certificate and this is the private key. Move these to the directory on which you are working. Fine. So I'm working in this AWS session directory, and I will paste the certificates right here. So this is the certificates and key of my previous project. So first I need to put these certificates in the folder prev. Fine. So I will share the code and every PPT and everything in the GitHub repository. Fine. So you need to move these to prev and paste the current certificates and the private key. So we have root ca.crt and Amazon root ca1.pem.txt. okay, so this is the thing, this is the second, this is the third. Okay, so first I will give you demo, I will give you step-by-step procedure. So how can you connect to other clients? So before connecting to NodeMCU, is writing a sketch, I will give you steps to connect to MQTT box. Fine. It's similar to other MQTT clients. You have already seen some clients in my previous IoT sessions. This is MQTT box. We have MQTT lens. This one is very cool client of MQTT, where you can visualize data, you can get data and send data from this via MQTT. So we have option of basically if I connect to any broker and MQTT over TLS. Okay, transport layer security, as basically it's SSL. TLS is the latest version of SSL, it's version 1.2, TLS 1.2, and it's supported, not supported in the Chrome plugin, but we need to download this MQTT box app from this website. You need to download the software, or you need to download the app of from this Windows Play Store. I have already downloaded it from Microsoft Store. So I will you need to download it and simply open it. Okay, after that okay, so we can see here okay, so we can see here AWS over TLS. I have already configured it and it is connected right here, but I will create as another MQTT client and give you a demonstration. Let's name it AWS client 2. okay, so protocol is MQTT S, that is over TLS. Fine. So this is the host : port number /WS. So this is not the host of this AWS IoT. So for the host, that is broker address of AWS IoT core, we need to click on this setting right here in the console. Click on settings, and we have the endpoint A3R2, this is the broker address, and this broker address is unique for each user of Amazon, basically AWS IoT. And in another brokers, in other public brokers, we don't have this facility. They have a single MQTT broker point, and this will basically ensure more security in the data communication, as well as the data security is very taken care very efficiently here. So the port number for MQTT S is 8883. 8883 is the port number, and the normal one is 1883, which is unsecured one, and it's not good for using that for hosted MQTT brokers like this one, cloud hosted one. So we have this one, this host, this is, and we need CA file, client certificate file, and client key file. These things should be needed. So you need to first click on CA, okay, CA certificates, and the third one, self-signed certificates. So CA file, so we have downloaded the CA file. This is the Amazon root ca1.pem.txt. so import it. So click on the first, we need this Amazon root ca1.pem.txt. import it right here, and client certificate. Client certificate is nothing but this one, this you have downloaded, this one, minus certificate.pem.crt. click on this and open. And the third one, the key, this is the private key. Okay, so the concept is quite clear. You need to basically sign this certificate with the private key and send that to AWS IoT so that it can verify it from the public key. Fine. So public key and private key are basically interconnected by a mathematical expression. So I think that is the verification procedure of sending and receiving data via MQTT in AWS IoT core. Fine. So username and password, you don't need this thing. Username password is not needed here. So all thing is set right here. MQTT client ID, AWS client 2. Fine. Click on this save button. Let's see if we can connect to the AWS IoT. Yeah, it's connected. So we are connected via MQTT S with Amazon AWS.com at port 8883, which is the secured port. And we will basically cover an IoT session, and in which I will discuss each and every public IoT brokers, and I will give you demo of each and every one. It may be I will make that video in 2 or 3 days, and I will upload that on this YouTube channel. Fine. So you can like and subscribe the video, this video at least, so that I can create similar videos. Fine. So we are connected here, and this is the thing how we connect from this MQTT client, this one MQTT box, and we can send data from here to the AWS IoT. So how do we know that our data will be sent? So AWS IoT also provide us this test. This is the MQTT test client of this one. So let me come to this architecture. Basically we are sending data from MQTT box, or we are subscribing some topics, and we'll send data from this test client, and we'll see if it works or not. Okay, so subscription topic, so we are basically publishing from here. So message hello from AWS IoT console. Okay, fine. So let's name it test and publish. No, we first need to subscribe this test topic, then we will publish from this client. So both the clients are connected to AWS IoT core MQTT broker. Fine. So we need to first subscribe. Click on you write here test right here and click on subscribe. So we are subscribed to test. Okay, so let's check this in real time. Let me, okay, we are subscribed here. Okay, move it. So if I send this data, this message in, this is in JSON format, and you are thinking that why are we sending data in JSON format, what is the use case of this one? So we have a great use case. We have a concept of IoT SQL in AWS IoT Core, which you can see in which I will demonstrate you all as well. So publish it. We have published it, and check it. So a message with quality of service 0, hello from AWS IoT console, retain flag is false, CMD published, DUP false, no duplicate message, to topic test message ID, length 51. So consider these things should be considered, and let's set up, let's write a sketch of Python. Okay, so to write a sketch for Python, we need to use some resources which are provided, the documentation basically. So if I will move to this one, so let's let me pause the session, and I will upload the resource and all the resources of AWS. So we can see here in aws.amazon.com/tools, we are seeing here that we have C++, Go, Java, JavaScript, .NET. These are the languages which are supported. The library are supported in these languages. So we have IoT SDK, the SDK which will help us in connecting to AWS IoT. So we don't have for C++. Let me click on Go. We don't have for Go. Click on Java. So we have the IoT device SDK for Java. This is basically library which will help us in connecting our device to this MQTT broker of AWS IoT. We will connect to AWS IoT using this SDK of Java. We have Java SDK, JavaScript. We have JavaScript IoT device SDK for JavaScript, and let's check for .NET. We don't have it for, so we don't have the IoT SDK for .NET, and check for Node.js. So we have the Node.js IoT SDK. So it's not present here, but we have the SDK Node.js. Basically JavaScript and Node.js SDK are the same one, and I will give you the demo for that as well, that how we write a sketch for JavaScript and how we write a sketch for Python. So these the library for connecting us to IoT, AWS IoT, are basically present for these languages, which are Python, Node.js, JavaScript, and Java. There are only 4 languages supported right now, and we will write a sketch for each of these. So first we will start from JavaScript. Okay, so click on this one, click on the new tab. Okay, so we have this one, 840 stars. Okay, so this library is quite simple. This library is the one which I am using in this tutorial, because we can also use some libraries like MQTT.js or similar things for connecting to that connecting to AWS IoT Core. But the thing is, we don't have the facility of attaching certificates. Basically it can't support MQTT as or over TLS, or we can't set TLS for MQTT in MQTT.js. But this library is also built on the top of MQTT.js interface. You can see here, and we have some things like device, things shadow, and jobs. These three things are specific to AWS. These are not the concept of MQTT. It's specific to AWS. If you are working in deep, I will cover device and things shadow. These two things are covered by me. but jobs are quite difficult. Not difficult, it is used in broader scenarios in product development in IoT. So if we move to this one, first you need to you have Node installed in your machine, node.js, basically npm and node.js, and installing with npm AWS IoT device SDK. Simply paste it in the CMD or PowerShell, any CLI, and installing from GitHub. Fine. So npm install AWS IoT device SDK. Okay. So git clone https. Okay. So first simply install it from here. This is the command, npm install this one, and after that you can see here Arduino, JavaScript and Python. Click on I will explain the code in this directory. I will cmd, open the command prompt and install this npm install AWS IoT device SDK. So this will install the package for JavaScript and SDK underscore test.js. Create this file and write it in any text editor. Open it. So you can see here the variable AWS IoT. We will first import the library. First step is simple. The second step is AWS IoT.device. We are importing the device here. And the third step, device on connect to AWS device.subscribe. This one, device on. Okay. So device is created using this method aws.iot.device, and this one, this key path, cert path, CA path, client ID, host. These are the 1 2 3 5 attributes of which are put in this AWS IoT device method. And we can see here we have basically put the path double dot, that is in a previous directory / this path of the private key path is for private key path. Okay, so let's copy the private key path. So we have created the new one, so I need to change the sketch so that it can behave in a right manner. Okay, so this is the certificate, this is the private key. Simply rename it or not rename it. You can rename it, but it's not necessary. It's up to you that you can how you are using it. So simply paste it right here. Okay, so you can see here that the certificate and the key are basically in this fashion. This is the some alphanumeric character, and this is same for the key and certificate. So I will replace it like this. And root.crt, root CA, this is the CA certificate of Amazon AWS, which is text file here, which I have installed. I have downloaded 1.16 KB. So we can put the path of this one or this one. I have basically what I have done is this is the PEM file. I have converted it to ca.crt file through OpenSSL software, which is basically helpful in creating certificates, giving authority, signing certificates, everything similar things. So Amazon root CA, you can give path of this one as well. We will see if it works. If it will work or not by simply sending data from AWS and checking it. So CA path is this one, client ID and host is the same, which is this one. This is in the settings, we have this host, or you can also check the host from manage things. In things we have test thing. In test thing we have interact shadow. Let's click on interact. Okay, in interact we have HTTPS, and this is the URL, broker URL of us, of our basically account of this user. And client ID, it can be anything. Client ID is not specific, it is randomly generated. Let's name it anything, SDK minus Node.js minus this one, we can put this, or let's leave this, and host id is same, and as the device connect, we will console connected to AWS, and we will subscribe to this topic. This is the basic IoT MQTT thing, that you need to subscribe to thing first so that you can receive message on that topic. So let's subscribe to test, okay, and test, and as we receive the message, we will console it on our it is on the console, we will display it on the console, and that's fine. Or and we will also send a message, a publish message on a topic. Let's name it device.publish. You need to study the documentation first so that you can test one. You can do that, so that as the message received, as another message test, another message is published on test one. What is the message? We will give a string of hi from JavaScript, and we let's save it. And how do we run that? Okay, so you can run it very easily by Node. You have Node installed on your system. If you are working on Raspberry Pi or similar type of controllers, it's very helpful, because Node.js is very lightweight and asynchronous in nature, and it's very helpful in IoT projects. So SDK test is created, and we will subscribe to test and publish to test one. Fine. So simply click on Node or NodeMon, anything. If you have one, if I haven't heard about NodeMon, no worries. So Node is simple, Node space sd tab sdk underscore test.js, enter it, and if you are connected, well, connected to AWS. We are now connected to AWS from this JavaScript sketch, okay. And we have also subscribed as soon as we have connected device.subscribe, we are subscribed to test, and now we are going to send data to test, okay, so that we can visualize things. So let's click on this back button and click on test. We have MQTT client of this one, and now this is, you can see here, this client has also a client ID, IoT console -159, this one. So this is the same thing which we have written right here, SDK -Node.js minus this one, this whole thing. So we have subscribed to test, and now we need to send data on test, and we will also first subscribe to a topic called test1, because as soon as we get and now we send data to test, okay. So let me align it properly. Okay, let's send data, and then I will check it. Publish. We have published data, and we have received something on test1 hi from JS, and we have received this message, test message, hello from AWS IoT console. This is the thing how we achieve it. This is quite simple. We can do it for our Python, because click on this pause button and click on this cancel button, so that our subscription is finished. So the subscription is cleared now. There is no subscribe topic from this client, at least. So we have done that, and now the next step, we will do the same for Python, okay. So we have AWS Python SDK underscore test.py, okay, and PAHO test, okay. So we have used two libraries. If I will click on this one, SDK programming, in Python, we have AWS IoT device SDK for Python. If we click on this one, so it's 518 stars, and this library is not quite that helpful, or it's not that basically this library is not helpful for me, at least, because we can achieve the same from the PAHO library. It supports TLS, basically MQTT over TLS, and we can add the things. So this overview, we have SDK is built on the top of modified PAHO MQTT client. It's already built on the top of that library. So using this will basically not give you the privileges to access everything, but using this library, it's very helpful. It's very cool library. You can access it. So it support MQTT version 3.1. 3.1.15 is not supported right now. LWT, SSL, TLS is supported. This one is the main thing which we are going to take care, because the broker, MQTT broker of AWS is over TLS. Okay, you can't connect with insecure version of 188 port. Fine. So let's see. I have already written this sketch. I will explain things because the session can be very long, so I will explain things. Import paho.mqtt client as MQTT. This is the basic sketch. On connect, on message. Okay, so client, we are creating an object of this MQTT.client class. We have created this object, small client, client in small caps. Okay, so client on connect, we are calling this function on connect, and this function is defined right here. And this is the second function, client on message, this whole function. So as soon as we are connected to the broker, so first we need the broker address. Okay, so where are, okay, this right here, client.connect, this is the broker address, and this is the port 8883. Okay, so before that we are also setting TLS_set. This is the important thing right here. If you can't see, I will try to, okay, let me check if, okay, so if you can see here, this can be, no, this is not very tricky, this is very simple one. So we have this subscribe topic. As soon as we connect, we will subscribe to test, and as soon as we publish something on message, as soon as we receive some message, we will also publish some data. Client dot publish some data on the second client. Okay, the client which have subscribed it. So we are publishing to test1, comma, the message hi from Python. Okay, so this is the one. This sketch is quite simple. And we have in TLS_set, we have CA_certs. This is the CA certificate file, and key file. Key is the private key, and all we need to do here is set the certificates path properly. Okay, so here is the path. This is in the previous folder we have these certificates right here. So simply copy the file name at least, or you can change the file name to a simple one and paste it, root ca.crt or the Amazon one. Okay, so first this is certificate. Okay, so certificate file, and the private key file can be, just change this alphanumeric characters, and SSL.cert required TLS version SSL dot protocol underscore TLS ciphers none. Okay, so all these things are set properly, and CA cert. Okay, CA certificate is this one. Copy it properly and simply paste it in this field and save it, Control S. Okay, so client.loop forever. Basically this sketch will loop for in a loop. It will check for it. It will check for the message. It will if it will disconnect, it will try to reconnect, and similar things will happen properly. So we have imported this SSL library and PAHO MQTT client library. These are the two things you need to consider before importing this. You need to install this library using using pip python package manager. It's very simple. So let me show you PAHO MQTT Python. So this is the pypi.org, similar to npm.js. So you can see here it's very simple. So this is the library, and how you need to install it. Simple, pip install PAHO minus MQTT. If you have Python 3 installed, you can make a command like I will comment the command like python 3 minus m pip install and the library name, which is PAHO minus MQTT. PAHO minus MQTT. This is the command you need to type, or simply type pip install PAHO minus MQTT, or if it will not work, try pip 3 installed PAHO MQTT. Any of these will work, of course. So if you have not changed the environment variable of Python, you need to change that from this system variable of your Windows machine. Or if you are working on Linux, it's simple, no need to worry. So we have set this all thing and control S, save, and now we need to run it. So running this is very simple. We will use idle ideally. So this is the Python idle, or I am using Python 3.7, and simply run this module. Okay, inconsistent use of tab spaces in indentation. Okay, so this is the thing. If you are working with Notepad++, you know that the indentation is not that good enough. So make it proper, because Python is all about indentation. Okay, we have run it and connected to AWS with result code 0. We are connected to the broker, and now we can send data and receive data. So we have subscribed to which topic? Subscribe to test topic. Okay, test, and we, as soon as we receive data on test, we will send data on test 1. So this is like a loop. We are receiving data, we are sending data, and we are doing the opposite thing on this AWS IoT console. So okay, first we need to subscribe test. Okay, test 1, so that we can receive that data which is sent from the Python, and we will send data on test. Fine. So hello from AWS IoT console, publish this message and check the Python. Okay, so we have message received on the topic test, which is hello from AWS IoT console, and okay, test 1. So no message is received on test 1 right now. So let's see, some errors may occur. So client.subscribe. Okay. This I think this is the wrong syntax. Client.publish publish. So we need to publish on test 1. This is the thing we have taken wrong. So I'll run another time. Click on this publish button, and we have received hi from Python. We cannot display this message as JSON, and instead displaying as UTF-8 string. Okay, fine. So most of the AWS this messages MQTT payloads are sent and received in JSON format. And why we are doing that, why we are doing this thing, we will see in second, because we have discussed this thing device. Now we are jump to ThinkShadow. What is ThinkShadow, and how am I using this in my project? Because the project which I will discuss for Arduino Sketch will basically will cover this ThinkShadow topics. Okay, so first click on this manage button. Okay, so test thing, we have interact, shadow, billing, and click on this interact, and we have these type of use topics to enable application and thing to get update or delete the state information for a thing. So basically ThinkShadow is you can store the state of thing. Basically you can send data, various type of data on these type of topics, and these topics will store that data. Okay, so if you can't understand it, and the second use of ThinkShadow is it will give us HTTP interface or RESTful API interface to communicate. Okay, so update your thing shadow using the REST API endpoints. You can see here, click on this learn more and device shadow. So read this documentation very properly. Device shadow RESTful API. Device shadows can be understood more clearly if I will give you a small demo for that. So the thing name is test thing. Let me check. Click on this. Okay, test thing, fine. So let's open this MQTT box console. Test. Okay, this is the test. So okay, so add as a publisher and publish on some topic which is given here. To save the state, MQTT publish subscribe topic, click on this one, this documentation. Okay, to update the data on the thing, on a thing, basically our thing, what is the our thing? Our thing is here test thing. So we can store data using this thing shadows. Fine, publish a request state document to this topic to update the thing shadows, and our data is stored in this type of JSON format. Fine, state desired color power, so state reported color power, this type of format. So we need to send this type of payload in our broker on this topic. Okay, so just copy this topic from here, copy it right here. Okay, and paste that topic right here and change this thing name to test thing, test thing, and the payload will be the JSON format payload. It's the reported, this one. Okay, this one. And before publishing to this topic, we need to subscribe to some topics so that we can check if this will actually update that thing shadows, the thing shadows. Okay, so if it will be updated, a JSON form message will be come to this topic, AWS thing name shadow update accepted. If this AWS IoT publishes a response state, AWS IoT, this AWS will publish a message to update accepted topic. Okay, so this is the thing. You need to understand it more thoroughly, or you should have the working experience as well. So you can see here AWS thing name shadow update accepted. Okay, so first we need to subscribe to this topic so that we will know if we have successfully published or subscribed to that topic. Okay, test thing, our thing name is test in capital THING. Fine, so subscribe it, and now we need to send this data which is state reported. This is the key value pair we need to add when we are adding to this type of this is the predefined format, state and reported. Okay, publish it. Okay, so as soon as we publish the message, we receive this message right here. So this will indicate that our this thing is accepted, this thing name, this thing is accepted. Basically this value is accepted on this thing. So how do we know that if it's stored or not? Let me store one more thing. Let me color power. Okay, so let's store like LED. Let's make a key LED and value of string value 0. Okay, so publish it. Okay, so we have also received this reported LED 0 metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is the timestamp, which is the timestamp of when we are receiving this data. So we are receiving this data on this timestamp 15904145878. So this one. So how do we know what are the total data stored in our thing? Okay, so thing shadow. So if you move right here, we can update document IoT data. Okay. So we have get and get accepted. Okay, so we need to publish a empty message to this topic, to get all the thing value or thing. We need a publisher and we need to publish on this topic. Just name it test thing. In the middle you need to change it to test thing or the thing name which you have set already. So no need to add any payload, simply publish it. Before publishing we need to subscribe on. We have already added a subscriber. Let me delete this one. Click on cross and delete this one. Okay, so subscribe to get accepted. If our get will be accepted, payload or every payload, everything will be received like this one. So let me make this subscription first and then we will publish message to this get route dash thing shadow get accepted. Okay, first we need to subscribe this one and publish a empty payload message right here. So as soon as we published, every message, everything stored in that thing shadow will be returned. So this is how it works. Reported color red, power on, LED 0, everything will be received. So this is the usefulness of this one. So if some error occurred, if the authentication fails, if anything like the certificates doesn't matches in this process, we will receive a error message on this topic, get rejected. So if you are working on a Node.js project, basically if you are working on Node.js project, you will know that we have try and catch block. So you can you can get data through this topic using subscription method, basically a listener. And if a message will be received on shadow get rejected, you will easily understand that this is the case of failure and something wrong happens and our data will be not stored in the thing shadows. Okay, so this is how it works. And get update, it will be rejected if the same will be applied to rejected. If update if we receive something on update rejected, this means that the message is not stored in the thing shadows of AWS IoT Core. So we have a delete as well and delete accepted. Okay, now let's delete everything which I have already stored. We have stored 3 things. Now let's delete everything. Okay, so first if it's accepted or rejected, if the delete will accept or rejected, this can be also viewed like this. So this is the topic and we need to publish. What we need to do here is to delete a device shadow, publish an empty message on this topic, this one. Fine. So first simply this work is for. Okay, so test thing, just rename it here test. Okay, test thing shadow delete, payload nothing, and before that the same one with accepted, / accepted. Okay, so subscribe it. And as we get to clear, if we publish some message here, let's publish it. Okay, thing name. Okay, so we need to first change it to test thing, not thing name, test thing. So we have already deleted the message, I think so, because we have sent a message to this one. So this will already deleted our message. So if we want to get to know what are the messages present right now in our test thing shadows, so we need to subscribe to update rejected, update accepted. Okay, so there is a API right here, this topic. If you want to subscribe this one, I have figured this out that if you want to subscribe this topic and if anything changed to this thing, this subscribe topic will receive some message. I have figured this out on my own that this will happen. Thing, this is not provided in any documentation that this topic can be also meant for subscription. Thing test thing. Okay, not thing, test thing. This is the camel case notation. Test thing shadow update. Okay, subscribe it. And if we send a delete message again, this is the second time, publish it. We don't receive anything. Okay, fine. So how do we get to know that what are the messages stored currently? So the only way is get. AWS thing testing shadow get. We need to send a get message, empty get message with, and a subscribe to get accepted. Okay, get accepted, subscribe to it and publish a message here. Nothing received, which means that nothing is present right now. Get accepted should be received, some should give us some message, but this shows that nothing is right now in our testing. And if you want to know if it's true or not, this is the shadow. Click on this and make a refresh of this page. If something is stored, it will be also seen here. Nothing is stored right now. If you click shadow again, nothing is stored right now. Create shadow document. So let me add something. Let me add this LED 0 again, and let's publish it again. Okay, now we received LED 0, and if we check this one, yeah, so you can see here that's in the shadow, this bar. We have shadow state, this one reported, and metadata is this one with timestamp and version 5. Okay, so this is the work of thing shadows. This will basically store the state of the thing, and it will store anything with a current timestamp. This one is basically similar to a service called as Doit. So there in Doit, you know that there is a we basically attach every update request with a timestamp. We have also seen this thing in InfluxDB when we are working with time series database. So this is how this thing shadow works. Fine. So let's jump to the sketch, Arduino sketch, and understand the Arduino sketch. Fine. So before that, we need to see which sketch I am using. So yeah, so here search for ESP8266 space AWS. We have 2-3 popular sketches to connect to AWS IoT. So we have Coppercini, ESP to AWS IoT, Odelot, and these are the sketches. I am using this one, Deb Sahu, ESP MQTT AWS IoT Core. This is the user. So this I think this sketch is very powerful, and this is the latest commit, 29 October 2019, and every other sketch are not that updated right here. So click on Arduino, and we have 2-3 sketches, MQTT PubSub client, and choose MQTT PubSub. So basically if you are working on Arduino IDE for a while, you know that there are two libraries, two basic core libraries on MQTT. The one is PubSub client, which everyone is using, and the other is MQTT, Arduino MQTT. If you don't know that, so let me check, search for you, Arduino MQTT, search it, and you know okay, so let's search again, all GitHub, not in this repository. So we have 256 DPI user which have MQTT library for Arduino. This one is very powerful library. So this is the core library, not dependent on PubSub client at least. So this library, if you are familiar with the syntax of this library, you can use this sketch, and if you are familiar with PubSub client, which everyone should be, you can use the PubSub client sketch. So we have PubSub client.ino and the secrets.h. okay, so let me check the session. Okay,